So Hinkley was founded in 1922, located in Cleveland, Ohio. Fourth generation family. We have transferred from a small outdoor lantern company to a global manufacturer. Recently, we've grown further and we've now become a brand, and we've acquired a fan company into our midst. Creativity is something that Hinkley embraces strongly. We have a very family environment. We have an exceptional customer service, and Synergy's brought a lot of that power to us here. We have thoughtful designs and attention to detail and quality in craftsmanship. So Hinkley's been using Synergy since 2006, and we have rebranded Synergy. We call it My Hinkley. So if I ever refer to it as My Hinkley, you'll know what that means. So since 2006, Synergy Classic ASP to today, we're running on .NET. We are all Microsoft Shop, SQL Server, ASP.NET, and MVC. We're running everything we've done is in C# as well. So this is not going to be too technical, but I wanted to lay out the groundwork or what's the behind the scenes things that we're running here at Hinkley. So we have ERP, CRM, and the WMS platforms. In addition to that, we have two custom databases, and these are the extension databases of Synergy and ERP. We have a web database to support our website and iOS application. And all these features with databases and things are built around Synergy. So we are utilizing Synergy to control everything, and we run it from Synergy. We're going to go over account management and how we automate a lot of things of invoices, inventory feeds, and open orders. We do security for our portals. We collect a lot of data using Synergy. And we utilize workflows for our ticketing system and IT department. We call it Fix-It. We do document management, projects, human resources, portals, and documentation. And we have two portals, one for our salespeople and one for our customers. I do have to point out that the salespeople are not Hinkley employees. So they're not what Macola thinks or what Synergy and Exact think of it. It's actually, they are outside partners that work for us and they represent us. So we don't want the same visibility that the employee will have for our salespeople to have on the portal. And I'm going to demo that in a little bit. So without too much, we're going to get right into it. So you are looking at our Synergy, and it looks a little different. So this is what we've come up with. We've customized it for our employees. So this is essentially our employee portal. A lot of the data that you see here comes from Synergy and is driven by Synergy documents and Synergy roles and security. So as users log in, the chat system on the right is Synergy driven, but it's actually created by, it's our custom piece. And I understand that some of the new versions of Exact Synergy have this chat. This is something we've had for quite a few years, so it's not the piece that's a part of Synergy right now. So we have a calendar here that we're pulling in birthdays, we're pulling in anniversaries, we have a chat like I mentioned. You do public holidays, this is all Synergy data. If I go and look at our HR posts, articles, if I look into these three dots at the bottom here, you'll actually see that these are just Synergy documents. What we do is we just take out the HTML and we strip the picture and take all the HTML out. And when it comes out, it looks, the way we wanted it to look. We have a welcome to Hinkley page that we built for all of our new employees that come to work for us. There's an introduction to who we are down at the bottom. Here, there's a video about Hinkley, which has been really, really popular. So this is something that everybody gets to watch. Down at the bottom, there's documents to get everybody started. These are searchable, but all these are actual Synergy documents. And all this is populated by different departments. And as long as you get the right document type, it just shows up in our search screen. So again, I'd like to point out that everything that you do see here is Synergy, built around Synergy. So all of our customizations, security and everything, all of the layers, everything is built through Synergy. So we're going to move on and we're going to look at some of our accounts. So if I look at an account and I look at the contacts, I'm going to look at this contact. Notice on the right there's a bunch of free fields. So for example, this person has a choice to sign up for an inventory feed from us from Excel, for a tracking feed in Excel and PDF, order acknowledgement feed, back order feed, electronic invoices, as well as some security layers that control what's allowed and what's visible on the portals. So the key here is all this is managed by our customer care department and not by IT, so we really don't have to worry about anything. People just come in, they select whatever they want, and it gets emailed to the email address indicated here, as long as the contact is inactivated. And all this is done using the event manager. The beauty of the event manager is that it integrates with the SSRS, so you can build a one report or just a few reports to handle all this, and then integrate the exact event manager to do that. So we're going to move on to a ticketing system that we have in our platform called Fixit. So what happens is I've sent an email to Fixit and I'm saying test, this is, obviously a test. I'm getting an error message. I have an attachment to this email and we're going to now use Event Manager to import the ticket actually document into Synergy. So Event Manager will pull that email into Synergy. It will have the original email, who the creator was when it was created. It will have the attachment at the bottom, which I can look at. And at that point on, we automatically generate a ticket that gets sent out through our IT department. And the ticket gets sent and created. So automatically using Event Manager, it's sent to our approved status. Then the approved status, we get to assign it to a person. And once I'm done with this ticket, I can put some notes in, which we will close the circle with and email the user and tell them, hey, your issue's been fixed. And here's how it works. So at the end, what we will do, we will send out an email. I'm sorry, I'm missing a document at the moment, but we send out an email, we call it Presto, and basically once the ticket is completed, we send out this little email using Event Manager back to the creator of the document, and it says, hey, creator, thanks for contacting us, your ticket's been completed. We actually link to the document itself. If you want, you can click on it so you can look at the workflow and what happened, and then we include the notes and what happened in the document, and that's pretty much it. So there's a cool thing that you can do using these. So once you have your tickets in place, there's a lot of power to it, because that allows you to access the data and to begin to really examine how many tickets are coming in, who gets to work on what, how many tickets people are working on. So we're going to wait for this little report to run. Just a second. And this is a nice little dashboard of our IT tickets, and it tells us, completed workflows by month. So you have your incoming and outgoing. You have your projects, because we utilize projects. So as each workflow is attached to a project, we can tell how many workflows we have by project. And I just wanted to show this brief image of how powerful it is to have some nice data. We're going to move on to items. So for us, everything begins in Synergy. Item is created actually in our ERP, then it gets created in Synergy, but from that point on, we are going to attach a lot of attributes to the item. Synergy works in a really neat way, and I really like this. This is one of my favorite features. There's products that will use lead wire, and there's products that will use blades, for example, fans. So if you look at our free fields, based on the product category, you get to define which free fields you use for that item. So these fields are used for item 4656, but they might not be useful for a fan item. So if I pull a different item number belonging to a different product category, there's a lot more information here that's not related to the other lighting fixture. So this is just specific to the fan. And I like this feature a lot, so I wanted to bring that up. So we're going to quickly cover an employee menu that we built. So this is a menu that's different than Synergy. Like Synergy wasn't powerful enough to do a lot of these customizations that we could do outside of it. So we've kind of built our own menu, and we've taken the same approach to our customers and salespeople portals. So they have their own menu structures, and they're going to look different, and we're going to see that in the demo. I wanted to show a web admin section. So this is an extension. So we're utilizing Synergy again to grab a lot of different information for products that we need for our website and for our iPad application. And we're going to look at the item that we were in question. I just wanted to show you the amount of data that we're actually collecting using Synergy and using the custom web database that we have. So some of the data is many-to-many and one-to-one. So there's just a ton of information that's visible on here. We're going to come back to accounts and show you how we use documents. So we collect every single order, incoming purchase order that comes in from our customers, and we're going to store everything using a rule that we decided for our customer care staff. So when they are saving these documents directly from their Outlooks, they're going to use the rule to call it PO order, and it becomes very searchable. So let's suppose that I'm trying to find this order number, and this is a neat little trick in Synergy that if I just type this item in or this number in, it doesn't really work because it's trying to find the text, or it's trying to actually find document number 2435237, but it actually will work if you just put a /space in there and hit search. It will actually bring up the document, and it will actually found it in my Synergy presentation example. But if I go into the document here, I can look at the attachment, and this is really powerful for us because we're able to pull up every original purchase order document that comes in from our customers that gets imported into our ERP, and that's been huge, very huge for us. One other thing that I want to show, we built a pretty neat customer care homepage. It's the idea came from another platform that we saw in our ERP, where it's a single screen where you can ask questions, and then from that screen it pops up to other screens. But the real power behind it was really sitting with our customer care staff and trying to figure out what is it that they want most. And if I come in here and let's say I'm on the phone with a specific customer and they want to know all of their open orders, I can enter the customer number, select the invoices, credits, and quotes, and everything gets pulled up. And down below, we can track. So if there need tracking information, I can click on the track. And let's track something that's actually linkable. As long as the tracking number has a website that we can track against, it's hot linked, so we can actually click on here and it's to FedEx in this case, or in other cases we do UPS, but we also do LTL trucking companies that do tracking. This is pretty cool. And you'll notice that all this is integrated with Synergy, so these are Synergy pages that I'm going to be just popping up. So this is the Synergy order screen. that you're looking at. You can print the invoice. This is our integration with SSRS. I love Synergy's integration with SSRS. Usually SSRS is installed on your SQL Server, and you'd want to avoid exposing that box to the world. So by Synergy being integrated directly with SSRS, that eliminates that exposure, and then it integrates for your customers and resellers as well. And I really like this. The reporting platform is really nice because our customer care can export it and just email that right away from here. So it looks really neat. So a little bit more information on this page. If I look into this item that we talked about, actually, I'm going to look for this item, different item. If you don't know the exact item number, we do have a little lookup built in. So if you start typing 1929, and it will just bring up the information for you. So you can select it from the screen. I'm going to unselect the pricing. But pricing is cool because you can pull the pricing information from your ERP that's customer specific, but then also all of the other branches of price, like if you have a Canada or merchant price, which we do. So down below, we're going to offer the picture. These pictures are coming from our website. So the Synergy allows us to integrate all that really neatly. And here's where that multiple databases power of Synergy for us comes in. We have this screen where all of this information is pulled from 5 different places: our WMS, ERP, Synergy, and then the 2 custom databases, the Hinkley and the web database. And a lot of these features are Synergy security driven. So if you're not somebody who's allowed to see usage and history, you don't get this tab, but all the other information is here. So we also do Synergy for products. We link to the item card, but for example, if you wanted to know if there's a quality issue with this item or what's going on with this item, we've done some workflows. There's RGA inquiries, cancellations, and large quantity orders that we do. And documents too. We'll do socket changes and QA stuff. But anyways, there's a lot of information there.
Goran, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Oh, okay.
We have one attendee who's asking whether or not all the Hinkley employees have Synergy licenses. And I'm guessing the secondary question is what kind of license, because you showed a lot of nice information at the beginning for new employees. So
Hinkley does. We have the full professional license for all of our employees. Okay. But you can do, and we have had in the past, I think Carmen's on the line, but she would know more. We have about 15 to 20 licenses that were employee service portals or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
ESS licenses, if I remember.
Yeah, the limited one. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then I've got one other question here relative to items, since we're just looking at those. The attributes by item assortment, is that standard, or have you configured something custom there?
That's standard. So okay. If you're going to, well, I think the best way to go is this is a good way to go. But if you go to your product categories, but we renamed the product categories, so that's the assortments. So that's the question that the person was asking. It's standard, so as soon as you come into this product category or assortment, you categorize these names. As soon as you give it a name, it becomes visible on that screen. And then I think if everybody's probably familiar with it, if you want to group things together, you can move your information up and down here. And I really like Synergy's ability to customize screens, move data around on the screen. It's really nice and powerful for us. We love it. So.
Okay, thank you. I think that answered the question.
Cool. So we're going to go continuing with another use of Synergy and Event Manager. I'm trying to pull my email over here. So this is a neat little thing we built. If you email checkstock@hinkley.com, actually everybody can do that here. It's not limited to our employees or our customers or anything like that. But if you just email checkstock@hinkley.com and you put in comma separated values what you're asking for, an item number or a family or a category, you can put it up in the subject and then just hit submit. You're going to get an email back within 1 minute. So I'm going to let that cook for a little bit and move on. Synergy for us is used to collect data for our website. So on our website, I have a search for Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm looking for our showrooms that are close to, that particular area. So I have a customer called Cleveland Lighting here, and they're showing up on the map, and I can actually look at them now. Synergy drives our website as well as our iPad application. So what we do with Synergy is we collect the latitude and longitude information. We also use Synergy to, one second. Indicate whether our customers are on display. So this customer is on showroom locator, and we're also are collecting how many of our SKUs they have on display. And this is integrated with SSRS. So if I click on that link, it's actually going to pull up that report. But you can see here it says on showroom locator, it says yes, and we've grabbed the latitude and longitude data when we said yes. We collect all that information in our custom database, Hinkley and web databases, and then we use Synergy to centralize the data and spread it out to our website and iPad app. And it's been huge for us as well. So this has been another good use of Synergy. So while I was talking, the email came back from checkstock@hinkley.com. This is utilizing the event manager, and that's pretty cool. So again, collection of that data through Synergy allows us to expose it, and you get an email, and it indicates the product numbers you asked for. Up here, we link to the website and the spec sheet through our website, but I really like this, and it's been a very successful feature for us. We have a lot of our internal and external people using it. Okay. So we're going to move on to the salesperson portal. So if I log in as a reseller, or what we call salespeople, we've customized it. You can actually tell that this is Synergy because it's calling the Synergy screens, but it's taken us to our custom version of the landing screen. So the menu's similar to the employee menu, but this is a smaller, a simplified version of it because we want the reps to get the information that they need. On this page, we have just some nice features if you land and if you want to know how you're doing year to year, and even the goals, and to indicate how much bonus you might end up getting this year. We display all that at this screen, and then at the bottom we have listing of their customers, and we have some more reports they can click, and all this is exportable to Excel behind the scenes. And I'm going to briefly just show the customer care page that we have for our employees. You see it now. This is for our customers. If I want quotes and credits, and if I'm a salesperson, so this, if you recall, for the employee, the salesperson information was visible here. Here it's not. So because we're utilizing Synergy Security, we know who the person is, so we know that they're a salesperson. So we can limit that. So as soon as I hit submit, these are the open values that this salesperson has. Some of the things that I personally like, and if anybody else is doing out there something similar, we like to color code different objects that are represented in the same table. So orders and invoices are gray and white, quotes are green, credits are going to be red. So if I'm a salesperson, this is really nice because I can actually come in and print a quote. And again, SSRS integration, love it. One report to manage, security built behind the report. It's really nice. I can take this to PDF and email it to my customer. And down below, if I can suppress, we color code the credits in red. So another nice little feature that I'm a fan of here.
Goran, what version of Event Manager are you using? Are you using not version, I guess, but what flavor is what was asked? Exact Event Manager, the Knowledge Sync Event Manager?
So Knowledge Sync Event Manager, to the best of my knowledge, at least the version that I have, does not integrate with SSRS. And so we use both.
Okay.
It all depends on what can solve a problem better. I like the SSRS integration, and I as more of a developer, I am more inclined to develop things in SSRS rather than Crystal. But we'd have tons of Crystal reports and tons of events that are running on Knowledge Sync Event Manager. So.
Okay, thanks.
So we're going to briefly go into the customer portal. The customer portal, similar to our sales rep portal, different menu. I forgot to mention previously that our resellers and our customers can create orders. So it's like web orders for us, so they can. This is another cool way of using Synergy. You can pull data from your WMS and create orders for your WMS, and then have service calls behind the scenes that write these orders directly into your WMS, which is what we're doing for both our Synergy portals and our iPad application. So our iPad application also creates orders that are submitted, and we utilize Synergy to push those through as well, which is very powerful, and it's been huge for us. So the menu for customers is, again, different for them. There's integration with SSRS. So if I am, maybe not for customers. So not for customers, but for resellers, we are exposing their direct access to all of the reports. And then we use Synergy's control. So Synergy allows you to specify which SSRS reports are visible for your employees, which are visible for a certain role, which are visible for customers and reps. So we utilize those security layers as well, and it's been a great feature, and we're fans of that. All right, and one of the last things I have, we call this the production order processing work queue, and this is essentially an on-demand screen. This is a Telerik grid. So Synergy comes with Telerik grids. So if you know a little bit of code, or if you're comfortable with HTML, you can create your own Telerik grids. So each Synergy page, or each Synergy custom page you want to do, exposes you to Telerik grids, so you can pull these in. So they're really nice because they allow you to kind of like click inside of a grid and decide what you want to do with each one of with particular column. So this is an on-demand screen. Basically, it says your quantity on hand is 0. Your demand is 5. It's not recommending any in this case, but in this case, I think she just ran it. But for example, this item, we have this much on demand, this much on hand. So it's saying, let's build 51. And if I wanted to, for every item in here that's greater than 0, once I hit submit, we have service calls behind the scenes. They're going to create production order processes into our WMS, into our ERP, I'm sorry. So